Well, they must be doing something right. Otherwise, they wouldn't be letting me out tomorrow, would they?
They're not. They're just getting rid of a very difficult patient who insists on going home.
Who have you been talking to? Don't tell me it was that nurse with the freckles, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you want anything?
Look, I wish someone would tell me what was going on.
In a minute, Lexi. Let him get his breath back.
I suffer with epilepsy.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. I'm sorry.
Take it easy.
I haven't had an attack for over 2 years. I thought it was under control.
It is my responsibility as union representative to report any slackening off of safety measures to the members.
You're being unreasonable.
I will not allow any officer to accompany Egbert to the hospital until I've brought this matter to the attention of the union executive.
This girl's mother could die at any moment.
That's not my problem.
You've never hurt anyone again, Kelly. Never.
Flynn! Flynn, stop it! Stop it! Oh, she's crazy.
Why? I just walked into my cell and she
I know
grabbed me.
what happened, Kelly. I'm asking why. Take her outside, please, Mrs. Barry.
Yes, of course. Come along, Kelly.
I don't understand. You know the parole board meeting's tomorrow.
Looks like I can forget about it, doesn't it?
I'm going to ask you a question and I want the truth. Your miscarriage wasn't an accident, was it? Was it Kelly who hit you? Did she kill your baby?
I slipped over and fell.
I don't believe that. This is your last chance of parole for another 3 months. If I have to make a report of an unprovoked attack against another prisoner, please let me help you. Why did you do it?
Stinks, the whole damn setup. And that bitch Kelly stinks the worst. Lou by name and Lou by nature. Don't you reckon? What? Oh, yeah.
That Lou had it coming to her, you know. She shouldn't have kicked Nora like that, not in her condition.
It's all my stupid fault. Until letting that cow get the better of me.
Can't blame yourself, Annie May. I mean, what do you expect with a sprained shoulder?
It wouldn't have happened in the old days. I should have been awake up to what was going through her mind after it happened.
You weren't to know she's going to do something like that. Not so close to her getting out, anyway.
Here's Lou now. What's that nasty red mark on her neck? Hope it's not catching.
Governor wants to see you, Julie. Report to Officer Slattery at the security gates. All right, ladies, who is on tray duty today? Ladies?
Oh, me! Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Come along, Daphne. She's awfully pleased with herself.
Should have been court-martialed, that one.
What happened to Nora?
What do you reckon? When I slapped her in the pound.
Hell!
What are you getting so upset about? Reckon it saved her another dose of what I gave her last time.
I'm sorry to cause extra work, Mr. Pringle.
I don't know how I forgot in the first place. My brain's like a sieve sometimes.
Sometimes.
There's no trouble at all. Just gave me a chance to whip up a little something to go with it. When I heard it was Nora, I thought I'd try to cheer her up.
Oh, it looks great.
It's a very nice thought.
Is she all right?
Yes, but doesn't look too good for the parole hearing.
Oh, bloody hell, it's not fair. She helps Merv out and ends up in the pound.
I cut my finger, just a little nick, and Nora fixed it up for me.
Oh, yeah, there was blood everywhere.
Well, as long as it wasn't serious. Come along, Graham.
Haven't you told her yet?
Not exactly.
Well, you're going to have to tell her sooner or later.
Yes, I know. Dreading it already.
What do you mean the union won't let me go? What's it got to do with them?
Well, it's their job to take you to the hospital. And they feel that while we're so short-staffed
My
here, they
mother
can't
is
spare
dying. Don't they realise that?
Unfortunately, it's not that simple.
You You could take me. You're not a member of the union. You couldn't be.
If it were at all possible, yes.
It's not against regulations, Mrs. Reynolds. I've read about it. I can be signed over to any responsible person. I'm not going to try and escape or anything. I want to see my mum.
Julie, please calm down and listen to me. Ordinarily, I would be able to take you. But the department's given me strict instructions to keep out of this.
Why?
The union's decided to make an issue of it. And the department feels it can't risk a mass walkout while talks are still in progress. I'm sorry, but until we get an answer from the union, there's nothing I can do about it.
Oh, no. You haven't touched it.
Sorry, I'm not hungry.
But you gotta eat. Move made that caramel thing specially for you.
Take the tray and wait for me at the security gates, will you? I heard what happened. Why did you do it? So close to your parole.
So I'll miss out. It's new.
Do you want to talk about it?
No amount of talk from you or anybody's going to bring my baby back. Sorry, Mrs. Morris, but I can't make it any clearer than that.
It doesn't help feeling sorry for yourself either.
Yeah, great. You've got a whole world out there, but me, I've got nothing. If you reckon you can do something to change it, just let me know.
Yeah, she's just lying there staring at the ceiling.
Oh, God, poor Nora.
How could I let it happen?
Well, haven't you done enough feeling guilty for one day? It's gonna turn out all right.
Oh, I've seen it dozens of times. Women moaning about wanting to get out, and just before their parole, bingo, they go and stuff it up. Sign of weakness, I reckon. Can't handle being in the big wide world.
Fat lot you'd know about the big wide world. You've only seen it for 5 minutes.
Oh, look who's talking.
Why are you always having to go at everyone? You know, you reckon you're the top dog, but you never do nothing for us.
Here, here. What do you know? If the pea-brain hasn't got a backbone after all.
She's also got a point.
Yeah. Hey, what about Julie? Her mum's dying in the hospital and the flaming screws won't even let her out to go and see her. What are you going to do about that, huh?
Well,
Get got your tongue.
she'll get all the help she needs. As soon as she pays her insurance. Which reminds me. You haven't paid up yet, Squirt. Where is it?
Don't worry, it's coming.
Anyone else got any complaints?
Bloody bitch.
What is it?
Oh, Kelly and her protection money. She reckons you've got to pay too if you want to get out and see your mum.
Well, I don't know what she can do. Mrs. Reynolds won't let me out anyway.
Well, she's just ripping everyone off as per usual.
Well, what can I do? I haven't got any money to give her.
You broke?
Yeah.
Well, I'll pay for you if you like.
Oh, Lex, you can't do
No,
that.
forget it. I'll be out of here tomorrow. Good riddance too.
Wish it was me.
You'll be right, kiddo. Hey, what's all this?
Legal books. I found them in the library.
Oh, this has got McRae's name in it. He was one of them Woodridge blokes. Not many pictures, but...
I'm looking for some way to fight the screws. A legal loophole. A precedent.
You mean like Ronald Reagan?
No, a precedent. You know, like something that's happened before. I can quote as an example.
Why don't you get a solicitor? They know all about that stuff.
Yeah, I will tomorrow, but if I can find something now, it'll save time.
Yeah. Well, you're brainier than me if you can understand all that.
Got to do something. This is about all I'm good at.
Go to it. About time someone stuck it up the system.
There you are, dear.
Oh, great. Thanks. Lovely.
Joycey, remember Lexi said this afternoon about Nora looking after me?
Oh, the way Lexi spoke, it was as though Nora practically saved your life.
Well, actually, what happened
Oh,
was...
you know I got that money back, don't you?
What money?
The $30 that Lexi stole from me. I got a bank cheque in the mail. Lord knows how she managed it. Guilty conscience, I suppose.
Look, about this afternoon, Joycey...
You know, Myra made Lexi promise to give that back.
Look, Joycey, I'm trying to tell you something.
Oh, Myra.
Joycey,
Oh, sorry, yes, what
Well,
was it?
this
dear?
afternoon I said I'd cut my finger. I hadn't really. Well, I had, but it was just... I had an epilepsy attack. There's nothing to worry about. I've had them before.
Epilepsy?
Ever since I was a boy. I haven't been bothered with them recently, and in fact, I haven't had one for 2 years until today.
Oh, well, that's very good, dear. Look, there's something I want to check in the kitchen. We'll talk about this in a minute, all right?
It's all right, love. I understand.
Could be scabies, you know.
What?
That rash on Lou's neck. We could all be getting it, you know.
It's not scabies and it's not catching.
You know, they shoot dogs if they get it.
How's it going?
Oh, it's a waste of time. There's nothing in here but civil cases about backyard fences and noisy neighbours.
Here.
Oh, thanks.
Better drink it. Probably the last one you'll be getting from me on the inside.
Do you really think they'll let you out?
Oh, sure.
Well, where will you be this time tomorrow?
Don't know. Probably out in a tear somewhere.
I know where I'd be.
Portsea.
Eh?
That's where I'd like to be. Haven't been there for years. Might buy a little place down there when I get out.
If you get out.
Of course I'll get out. They've got to let me out. I'm an old lady. The jury'll understand that.
First thing I'm going to do is find me some bloke to take me out for a slap-up feed. Spaghetti marinara, I reckon.
Where will you live?
Oh, I've got a few friends. Probably crash with them for a while.
You're lucky to have friends like that.
Yeah. Some of them might have shifted. Have to make some new ones, eh?
Yeah. Nice little cottage down at Portsea. It's nice down there.
Sorry about that, dear.
You don't have to explain, Joyce. Yeah, I'm used to it. I've grown up with it.
It's just a bit of a shock, that's all. Like winning the lottery. You don't expect it to happen to someone you know.
It's epilepsy, dear. No, not leprosy.
Oh, I realise that.
Well, not many people do. It was worse when I was younger. I used to get the attacks once a week then. You know, one girl I was engaged to, it made me feel like I should be in a freak show after she saw me have an attack. The others weren't much better. That's why I didn't want you to know.
Oh, Mervyn.
You get used to it, I suppose. Side glances. Trying to work with people who think you're mentally retarded. That's why I've changed jobs so many times. Look, there's nothing wrong with me except for these attacks.
Oh, I realise that.
It's just that my brain goes haywire for a few minutes and, look, it's over in moments.
Did you have an accident or something?
I've had it as long as I can remember. I can take pills for it. But seeing I haven't had an attack for 2 years, I thought I was over it.
I see. Well, we're just going to have to look after you, aren't we?
It's the beauty parlour, is it? Where do you make an appointment?
We're closed.
Not around here, you're not.
It's Nora's. Put it down.
I hear you've forgotten something.
Yeah? Like what?
Like your insurance money? Oh, I'd hate to see that pretty face of yours get all mucked up. Don't reckon too many of your customers will get off on scars.
You're a bit late, aren't you? I'll get out of here tomorrow. What do I need with insurance?
Tomorrow's a long way away, Marshall. Don't kid yourself.
You're more stupid than I thought. You can't afford to risk any more strife. Not after that bout with Nora.
I can handle her.
Good, because you might have to. The way I see it, she's not going to stop until she gets you. It's a pity for you she buggered up a chance of parole. She would have been out of here tomorrow. Out of your hair. Got Buckley's now. Still, like you say, you can handle her, can't you?
Oh, steady as she goes. Have speed engines.
Oh, it's the chauffeurs they supply around here. You have to tell them everything. Isn't even wearing a cap.
I think she's had enough of your rapier wit, Mr. Crookshank.
Don't worry about it. It's good to see him laughing.
Oh, I suppose I have to wear L plates on this thing when they let me loose by myself.
Yes, L for lunatic.
Car park, Jeeves.
Right, now please settle down, everyone. You're not here to enjoy yourselves, you know. Hey, Marshall, just a minute. You don't seem to be here on my list.
Oh, but I want to learn something about the big wide world, Mrs. Barry, like the sleeping habits of a toad.
We want some serious discussion here, thank you. Oh, Ezzy, you're late. Now find yourself a seat and sit down, all right?
What are you going to vote on today?
It's not a council meeting, it's a class.
Now, as you know, ladies, thank you. Now, as you know, we are here and we're going to start off today with a subject relevant to your situation. And you are to decide what the topic is. Now, has anybody got any ideas?
Yeah? Whether Pringle's a better lover than he is a cook.
It's quite enough, Kelly. We want a serious topic, thank you.
Mrs. Barry, we want to discuss society's attitude to the ex-convict.
Oh, now that is an excellent topic. Now, what do you think society's attitude is?
Tell you this time next week, girls.
Oh, yeah, that's a luck.
Most of the time, they treat you like you're something out of a freak show.
Yeah, well, you can't blame them in your case, Graham.
You mean like that Boris Karloff fella?
Well, Mrs. Barry, it's not easy to try and get a job when they look at you as though you're some kind of a leper or something.
Well, why is this, do you think?
I don't know.
Because they reckon that they're better than you are, that's why.
Oh, look who's talking.
No, it's not that.
Now, please, everyone, be quiet. What was that, dear?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, now, come on. I'm sure we all want to hear what you've got to say.
Look, why are we talking about this anyway? You don't care less what happens to us on the outside.
Of course I
Now, look,
do.
Lexie, it won't do any harm if we discuss it.
There's not much point, Annie Mae.
At least we could try. I mean,
Oh, please, everybody, now come on. Kelly, Kelly, what on earth are you doing?
Well, the whole thing's such a joke, I thought I'd turn it into a musical comedy.
Oh, yeah, come on, Mrs. B. How about you give us a tap dancing lesson? That's more up your street.
No, Lexie, we're not here to tap dance.
Oh, yeah, have you heard about Fred Astaire and Joyce
We
and
are
Ross?
here for a serious
Come on, we want tap.
Oh,
We want tap. We want tap.
come on, Miss.
We want tap.
Yep, right. Thank you. Oh.
Any word from the union yet?
About what?
About taking Julie Egbert to see her dying mother.
Oh, I wouldn't expect we'd hear so soon. The executive meeting isn't until tonight, Governor. I doubt whether it's the top item on the agenda.
Are you telling me the union doesn't see this item as important?
Well, when it's a question of security, the union does have a responsibility to protect the public.
Protect its backside, you mean? I don't understand you, Miss Ferguson. When you've had family problems, people have bent over backwards to help.
Then I'm not a convicted criminal.
No, but as far as I can tell, you're a human being. Julie Egbert isn't asking for any more than you did.
I suppose the difference is being an irresponsible citizen as compared with being a responsible one.
One can only imagine what your father would have thought if he could have seen how you were treating the poor girl.
Yeah, she's not bad, the old Joycey. Hey, you ought to get her to start giving those tap classes again, mate.
Yeah, that other stuff's pretty depressing, isn't it?
not as much as endless piles of sheets and pillowcases and towels.
Mrs. Barry give you any more news about your mum?
No. Scrooge is still deciding whether they'll let me out or not.
Oh, typical.
I was up half the night with legal books trying to find some way around it.
We're going to be lucky, love, if the government has a hard time fighting the unions. What chance have you got? Laws are made to protect them that made them. Anyone else can go broil their head.
Yeah, but an individual's got some rights. It's in the Constitution, isn't it?
Well, don't ask me. Look, all I know is once you've got a prison record, all your rights fly out the window. The girls in the PGA say the same.
PGA?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that had something to do with golf.
No, not this one. It's the Professional Girls Association. A group of girls on the game got together to try and give prostitution a respectable image. And we were fighting it uphill all the way with those fancy solicitors. Ended up going to the Commission for Human Rights. At least they didn't look down their nose at us.
That's it.
Yeah?
Queenie, that's it. Thanks a lot.
For what?
Hey, Chucky, where you going?
I've got to find a screw.
You and me both.
Morris, bring the carriage round to the West Wing.
Oh, certainly, sir. Right. Right on.
Right.
Right. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it looks easy when you see other people do it.
Oh, you'll be hopping in and out there like a kangaroo soon.
We have a slight problem, 99.
Oh, what's that, Chief?
How do I get up the stairs?
You don't trust me, do you? Morning.
Right on time, eh? Jen, how are you?
How's it going?
Good. How's yourselves?
Oh, I can't complain.
So you need a bit of muscle, do you?
Well, either that or a set of wings.
Just the stairs.
You reckon the Pommies are going to get a thrashing in the match on Saturday, mate?
Oh, no way.
Ask them to ring me after 3, would you, Pat? I'll be busy with the parole meeting until then. Thanks.
Thanks for seeing me, Mrs. Reynolds.
I'm sorry, Julie. I've got to get everything ready for the parole board meeting. I'm afraid I haven't got any news for you yet.
Well, I was wondering if we could maybe sort of rush things along a bit.
I've done everything I can. We'll just have to wait, I'm afraid.
Well, I was thinking, I mean, I have got the right to see my mum before she dies, haven't I?
Yes, well, I have tried that argument with the person involved. Didn't cut much ice, I'm afraid.
Well, what I'd like to do, I mean, I want to take it to the Commissioner for Human Rights.
I see. Well, it wouldn't be a very popular move with either the union or the department.
But maybe they can do something. Maybe they can figure out some way for me to see my mum. Please, Mrs. Reynolds. Can't you at least try?
Yes, get me the Office of the Commissioner for Human Rights, please.
They said they'd ring Mrs. Reynolds back. Hope they do before she gets caught up with the parole board.
Oh, that's terrific, Jules.
Good on you, Chookie. I knew you'd find a way.
Got Queenie to thank for it.
Me? All I did was run off at the mouth.
Oh, you gave me the idea.
Well, I hope it works out for you. It'll really stick it up the freak, eh?
Miss Ferguson? What's it got to do with her?
Who do you think stirred up the trouble with the union?
The word's out that she's taken over as the union rep.
Yeah.
But why pick on me?
Since when has the freak needed a reason to pick on anyone?
Well, maybe she won't now that Mrs. Reynolds has rung the commission.
Oh, come off it. Wouldn't stop her in a fit. If you're on this side of the bars, there's no such thing as human rights according to the freak.
Yeah, you're just an animal.
Very good observation, Graham. Get back to work, the lot of you. Here you've taken a sudden interest in human rights, Egbert.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
There's also a rumour going round that there are some brains in that thick skull of yours.
No, not really.
No, of course not. Otherwise you wouldn't be in here, would you? And you'd have more sense than to think that some half-baked commission could do anything. You see, the department's going all along with the union on this one because they don't want any trouble. Very sensible of them, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I thought you'd all agree. Oh, nothing personal, Egbert.
Last year in the grand final, but they also beat us twice during the year, which meant that they had a bit of a wood on us. So, you know, we regarded it a match that we just had to win to wipe the memory, not only of the grand final, but the fact that they had the, you know, had the wood on us.
It was also remarkable that...
Meg, have you seen the TV guide?
After half-time without Peter...
No, I don't need you to get it. I just want to know where it is.
Well, that was pleasing, and I suppose this is full credit to all the players because of the fact that they took the bit between the teeth and, you know, had to produce a little bit more.
Did you find it? No, not yet.
The loss of Peter.
Well, how serious is it?
No, look, hang about. I've got to learn, remember? You won't always be here.
Thinks that he won't be available for next week.
Right, Smarty. How do you expect to straighten the rug with the chair sitting right on it?
With great difficulty.
I think we should hang this on the wall out of the way.
No, I'll get used to it. I don't need you changing around things just because of me.
It's no problem. Always wanted a wall hanging anyway.
The Cats put on a finishing burst to continue past today.
Okay, come here. I don't want all this fussing, understand? Things are bound to get a bit tough. When they do, just tell me.
I will.
Best players for Geelong were Featherby, Neal and Bruns. For South, Smith, Wright and Reece Jones.
Let's go back to the kitchen.
Fitzroy ran out easy winners at Footscray today at the Junction Oval. The Lions scored on 18 goals.
One of the first things I'm going to do is get one of them tellies with remote control.
22, 15, 147, Footscray 10, 10, 70.
My name is Chaucer. I'm handling Mr. Fry's affairs till his replacement takes over. Your officer?
Slattery, sir.
Aha. Slattery will get you nowhere, eh? Well, you'd better get us somewhere, Officer Slattery, like at the governor's office.
I'll let her know you're here.
Sorry about the hold-up, ladies and gentlemen.
We have been here before, Mr. Chaucer.
Yes, of course.
She's on the phone.
Then announce her arrival in person.
Of course. Would you like to go through? After you.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought
We're here to see my niece, Jennifer Hotley.
Ah, right. Take a seat. I'll be back in a minute.
God, this place smells like a hospital.
Or a morgue.
I know, Commissioner, that's why I'm calling. Yes, well, I had thought of that, but it usually takes months to get anything through the Ombudsman, and I'm afraid it might be too late by then. Would you? I'm sure it'd help. Come in. Right, well, thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.
The parole board, Mrs. Reynolds.
Thank you. Mr. Chaucer, is it?
Anne, lovely to see you again. The reception last year.
Oh, of course.
You know Mrs. Hawkins and Mrs. Burns, don't you? And Mr. Hopwood and Mr.
James.
Yes, we've met often. Sorry about the chairs.
The gate guard explained the new security measures for the day passes, signed and dated. Very impressive, I must say.
I thought I mentioned that in the brief I sent you.
Oh, yes, of course. But it's good to see it working well. Now, let's bring the offenders in, shall we? See who's been on their best behaviour, huh?
Here she comes.
Oh, Aunt Harriet, thank goodness you've come.
I've come for one reason only, and that is to make it clear to you that I never want you writing to me or pestering me for help again. You're a ruthless, wicked girl.
But surely you don't think... Oh, Aunt Harriet, you know me better than that.
I thought I did. I would never have believed that such an apparently devoted child could turn into such a vicious, homicidal maniac. Mother gave you everything, and look what she got in return.
Oh, calm down, Harriet, love.
But I didn't do it, I swear. Uncle Stephen, I didn't, I couldn't.
There's not much doubt, according to the police.
You're not getting a penny of my money, do you understand? Even if your little Miss Innocent Act does fool the police, you're not getting 1 red cent.
I wouldn't bother getting in touch if I were you.
Why did you sack George? Why did you get rid of him after all these years? Why?
Miss Patterson, it says on your application that you'll be staying with a friend at a St Kilda address. But there doesn't seem to be any confirmation from that friend.
Oh, no, well, she's probably away for a few days, you know, working. She's an airline hostess.
I can't see her getting a job looking like that.
Not if she doesn't get a chance to apply, no.
Miss Patterson, I understand your mother has had convictions for soliciting.
Gonna give her parole too, eh?
Do you take drugs?
Do you pick your nose? Patterson. I'm sorry.
Miss Patterson,
Yes, sir.
can you tell us how you feel about the crime you were convicted of?
Eh?
Well, do you have any remorse, any regrets? I mean, if you were released, would you be tempted to do the same thing again?
Again? Bloody hell, I never did nothing in the first place.
Lexi.
No, bugger it. I was set up from the start. They all had it in for me. The cops, the magistrate, they're all a bunch of lousy bloody...
That's enough.
Thank you, Miss Patterson.
Oh, dear. Not the right attitude. Not the right attitude at all.
Not the right attitude. Not the right attitude at all, bloody nerds.
Was that all that was said?
Oh, apart from Reno giving me a lecture and the freak having a laugh on the way back.
Looks like you've blown it, Lex.
Yeah, well, I wish they'd just tell me one way or the other instead of making me sweat.
Oh, come off it. You got back, please.
Doesn't sound good, love, from what you've told us.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, I saw Nora outside the office. Poor bitch, she looked like death warmed up.
I don't even know why they're going through the motions.
Bitch, all right. She'll be in here for ages.
Jeez. Talk about Rel's doing the dirty on you.
What's up?
Oh, Jen's in her cell bawling her eyes out.
What happened?
Oh, Oh, that aunt of hers came in. From what she says, she makes a freak look like goody two-shoes.
What did you want to see me about, Mrs. Slattery?
I explained to them that you were very busy, but they insisted on waiting.
I'm Anne Reynolds, the governor.
Harriet Formby, my husband Stephen.
Oh, yes, you're Jennifer's aunt.
Not by choice, I can assure you.
I'm afraid my office is being used at the moment, but we can talk in here if you like.
If we must.
No doubt you're worried about Jennifer.
Oh, far from it. I hope she rots in here. She's nothing but a vile little murderess.
That's for the courts to decide, surely.
How much proof do they need? She never got on with Mother, and he stayed around long enough to get her hands on the money.
I know Jennifer quite well myself, and I find that very hard to believe.
I am really not interested in your beliefs, Mrs. Reynolds. I wanted to see you because it is your job to keep some sort of restraint on prisoners.
Which I'm doing.
I do not want to be harassed by phone calls and letters from that girl. Stephen and I have been through a lot of heartache in the past few weeks. We want to try and get over it in private.
Mrs. Formby, prison regulations allow a remand prisoner to contact whoever she likes on the outside. I can't prevent her from contacting you, but rest assured I'll be advising her most strongly against it.
Thank you. Come on, Stephen.
Now, Miss Flynn, I have here a copy of the police report on the siege when you shot one of the terrorists involved. Very courageous, I might add. What concerns me, though, are a couple of accounts which suggest you shot the man after he surrendered. Do you have anything to say about that?
Come on, Flynn, speak up.
I've got nothing to say.
Sorry about that.
I don't see that we need to make an issue of that, Douglas. After all, it was a stressed situation, and obviously the police saw no reason to charge her.
Yes, true.
And there's this report here about talking a prisoner down from the roof.
And the added stress of losing her baby.
Let's not get too emotionally involved, shall we? Less than 24 hours ago, she was caught in the act of throttling a fellow prisoner half to death, and has shown no remorse whatsoever, as far as I can see.
Yes, but if you'd read my assessment and recommendation.
Kelly wants to see the governor, says it's urgent.
Not now.
I've got to.
What is it, Miss Ferguson?
I've got to talk to the parole board. It's about Nora.
That's enough, Kelly. Sorry about the disruption, ladies and gentlemen.
Who is this woman?
Louise Kelly, the prisoner Flynn attacked last night.
Well, this is highly irregular.
Might clear things up, though.
Miss Ferguson?
You come to hammer the final nails in, Kelly?
Well, that's just it. It wasn't her fault. Well, I mean, she jumped me all right, but it was me that made her lose the kid. I didn't mean to. It just sort of got out of hand and, well, I hit her.
Well, look, we're considering Flynn's actions, not yours.
Yeah, well, I know that, but I don't blame her for having a go. I don't reckon she ought to lose her parole because of it.
It's fine, love.
Allow me.
Leave it. You've been fussing around me like an old mother hen ever since we got home.
Well, it is your first day back. There's no harm in making it special, is there?
You're not here to fetch and carry for me. If I'd wanted a slave girl, I'd have picked one up in the market, wouldn't I?
Oh, would you just?
Meg, leave it! I'm sorry, love, but I'm serious. When you're back at work and I have to do things for myself, and the sooner we both understand that, the sooner we can try and live some sort of normal life.
When Daffy told us, love, we were appalled, weren't we, Willie?
To think your own flesh and blood.
Well, here, love. This might cheer you up. Now, it was made for someone else, but you know what they say. He whose need is greatest.
For me? But what about the size?
Oh, I've got a good eye for sizes. I'm sure it'll fit.
Thank you. Oh, this really means a lot to me. I can't get over how nice you've been.
Just because the world brands us as criminals doesn't mean we're not nice. In here, it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. You're accepted on your merits.
But I haven't done anything, that's just it. I could never have done that to Nana. That's what they said about Dr. Crippen, dear.
Oh, shut up, Willie. Well, assuming we believe you, love, if you didn't do it, who did?
I don't know. I've racked my brain. Or maybe it was a burglar or someone like that.
But the police didn't find any sign of breaking in. Only your gardener did.
And now no one can find him.
And your poor housekeeper having that accident.
Starting to sound suspiciously like a setup to me. Who would benefit most from your grandmother's will?
Only me. Why?
No one else?
Not as far as I know. Aunt Harriet was cut out of the will when she got married.
Well, supposing you couldn't inherit. Like if you were dead or serving a life sentence for your grandmother's murder.
Aunt Harriet. And she's the one who sacked George. Oh, May, it's unthinkable.
Is it? Surely you had something at the back of your mind when you asked about George.
And he used to get his kicks from watching me parade around the room in nothing but feather hats.
Oh, geez, that's weird.
And once in a while, he used to get me to tickle him with a feather duster. Fry's Follies, I used to call it.
And he never even touched you.
It was the easiest money I ever made.
Well, who wants to know about Fry's bloody follies anyway?
Well, not you, obviously.
Just a bit of fun, Leg. Oh, yeah, I'm falling off my chair laughing, aren't I?
Hey, look, we know you're uptight about your parole, but biting everyone's head off isn't going to help.
It's all right for you. You'll be out in a couple of days. What about me? No one's telling me nothing. I'll be running out of fingernails soon.
They're probably still deciding.
Oh, brilliant. How long did it take you to work that one out?
Marshall, come with me, please.
Oh, Mrs. Slattery, I'm really enjoying this food.
Cut the back chat and come on.
Hey, do you want me to get Murph to keep it warm for you?
Daphne, it's a salad.
Slattery, any word on Nora's parole?
Not as yet, no.
Oh, she's been in there an awfully long time, hasn't she?
Come on, Marshall.
You should have known it wouldn't have worked.
Mr. Chaucer, Senior Officer Joan Ferguson. I'm the union rep here.
Nice to meet you, I'm sure.
Look, I was hoping to have a word with you about this Egbert business.
That union of yours is causing us quite a few headaches over that, Miss...
Ferguson. Now, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Speaking for the membership here, we're a little concerned that the governor is going out of her way to aggravate the situation.
Oh? And how might that be?
Well, she seems determined to back a prisoner over her own officers. Now, I don't have to tell you what that can do to morale, not to mention discipline.
And what do you propose that we do about it, Not send the governor packing, surely?
Oh, no, of course not. But I mean, bringing in people like the Human Rights Commissioner, it hardly helps things, does it? Perhaps
I'm sure
if we...
Mr. Chaucer would agree. Any attempt to solve the dispute more quickly would be a step in the right direction.
Oh, of course, yes, I couldn't agree more.
That's why I referred the matter to the Ombudsman's office via the Human Rights Commission, as Miss Ferguson so correctly pointed out.
Damn good thinking, too. No, we've got the channels. Let's use them. I must go. I appreciate the concern, Miss Ferguson, but I'm sure that Mrs. Reynolds is more than up to the situation. See you soon, I hope.
Don't you ever try that again.
Try what?
You know exactly what I mean. Perhaps I can't stop you playing your little power games, but I do expect you to observe departmental regulations and not treat me or the women as pawns.
Mr. Chaucer has a right to know what's going on.
From me. Being union rep doesn't give you carte blanche to go over my head every time my back is turned.
It is my duty to protect...
It's your duty to do the job you're paid to do without interfering with mine. In future, remember that.
I still don't get why Lou would have done it. Because she wanted to get Nora out of the way. What else?
Oh, yeah, of course. It frightened me the way Nora kept looking at Lou all the time.
Couldn't get a word out of her either.
Do you think there's going to be more trouble between them?
Yeah, fasten your seatbelts, kiddo.
Why does Lou have to make it so hard for everyone?
I'd watch who you were talking about behind their backs if I was you.
And if I was you, I'd be freaking the mood Nora's in.
Don't bet on it, moron.
Oh, the arrogance of the woman after all that's happened.
And where do you think you're going?
Well, if you must know, I'm going to do May's hair tonight and I have to get some rollers. Excuse me.
When I'm finished. Now, I'm running this joint, so you can forget about Flynn. All right? She'll be paying her insurance just like the rest of you.
Don't all stop on my account.
How come you're changed?
I just got a phone call from the ex-head of the department.
You're kidding, Fry?
That's right.
Don't tell me he wants to make another appointment.
No, not quite. He has just pulled off an early release for yours truly.
Oh.
And $5,000 handshake to go with it.
Woo! Come!
Well, it seems he doesn't want his wife and kids to find out about me, him and the feather dusters. He wants me to keep my mouth shut.
Geez, $5,000 just for that, eh?
It shows you what a fool he really is.
You mean you're still going to the papers with the story?
The opposite. I wouldn't have said anything anyhow.
It's really honest of you, Queenie.
Yeah, well, I'd love to agree, but the fact is a working girl with a big mouth doesn't work for too long. It's as simple as that.
You're to report to reception on the bell, Marshal. Make sure you've got all your things ready. Egbert, the governor wants to see you.
Oh, great. Bye-bye, Queenie. Good luck.
Yeah, and same to you, Double.
I was thinking, dear, there's a few items, just small ones, mine, but I'd like you to get from the outside. Well, strictly for business, do you understand?
And you'd like me to do some shopping, right?
Yes, well, I have this small list here, do you see? Oh, goodness me, you don't think I'm not prepared to pay for them, do you?
Damn that Kelly. She's buggered things for you good and proper, hasn't she? Oh, love, I wish there was something I could say to make it easier for you.
Myra. She's the one we should be apologising to, isn't she? She died to give my baby a chance to live a decent life, and now nothing. Losing the parole doesn't hurt May. It's the baby. That hurts so much.
Maybe you'll get another chance, love, when your next parole hearing comes up.
My age, you've got to be kidding. The one tiny thing I wanted in this stinking life has gone. Now I'm going to settle up.
You mean Kelly? Oh, that won't solve anything. And what about Myra? Do you think she'd want to see you stuck in here just for fixing her?
Myra wanted my baby to survive. It's past that now.
Myra wanted all of us to survive. What if Kelly and her monkeys get you first? We'd be helpless, and that would solve nothing.
I can't pretend nothing happened.
Then step in as top dog.
Oh, come on.
You'd stop Kelly dead in her tracks and do what Myra wanted. You'd look after all of us in the process.
Thanks to the Commissioner making a formal request to the Ombudsman's Department, we've managed to get a decision through in record time.
And?
The Ombudsman's declared that the union has no case and that they're acting outside their limits of responsibility.
Does that mean I can see my mum?
Means I'll take you there myself, and there's absolutely nothing anyone can do about it.
Jeez, I hope Jules isn't in too much trouble with Reno. I hope Jules isn't in
Heard you
too
the
much...
first time, dummy. Just dreaming what to do with Queenie's dough if it was given to me instead of her. Go see a few rock concerts, I reckon.
Pay your insurance, you mean?
Oh, rack off? How do you know I'm not getting out of here? Longer I don't hit, better me odds are, I reckon.
Word is you blew it. Couldn't hack the thought of being away from us.
Yeah, well, I'm not paying up till I know for sure.
Like hell. You know what happens to Welsh's, Patterson? Huh?
Get your hands off her, Kelly.
Says who?
Let her go.
Oh, bitch!
What are you getting so stroppy about? Tried to get you off, didn't I? I got myself in the poo 'cause of it. I wasn't going to hurt her or nothing.
Oh, like hell you won't!
I'm taking over the press. Now move.
Suit yourself. I was getting sick of it anyway. Steam's bad for me hands.
Then start folding.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too, around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside the roses grow, they don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.